Oh,
your
team sucks.club. I'm having a really hard time maintaining George and Jordan right now. I'm serious too. This is not like hype. These guys are going ape shit crazy, which is a pun for Gorilla George. Gorilla George.
Well, let me cut you off and just tell you that Jordan's fucking stupid. I'm sorry to tell you. Jordan is trying to tell me that the Browns are going to be better than the Cowboys this year. He just hates the Cowboys. So first we were.
I really don't. I really like the Cowboys.
Talking about Miami's going to be worse, and then he realized how dumb he was there. So now we went on to the Browns. He's going to realize how dumb he is here too. But bring it on. Come on, Jordan.
I'm just saying it's really early. And I really like some of the moves that the Browns have made, not just this year, but over the last couple of years. They are building an arsenal. On offense, what hurt them last year was their offensive line. They signed the offensive tackle, Coughlin, from the Titans, the one piece that the Titans really wish they were able to hang on to. And that should solidify their offensive line. You give anybody, even Baker Mayfield, enough time to throw. As we learned with Dak, any quarterback who's behind that good of an offensive line can go 8-8, which will be better than the Cowboys this year.
Well, we already have our bet on this, and you know you're wrong. You don't even want to actually back up the goddamn Cleveland Browns. There's nothing there. They're the Cleveland Browns. They're gonna suck forever. I don't care who's on the team. They're gonna suck, and I guarantee Dallas will be better than Cleveland, like we've bet already. So I'm gonna be drinking Modelo's thanks to you.
I mean. You have one point, and you have a good point in that the Browns division is so much harder. The Ravens are going to be legit. The Steelers are going to be legit. The problem is that the Cowboys are in a division with a bunch of really, really poor teams. You know, and that's why somebody who went 8-8 went to the playoffs last year. I mean, it's sad.
Everyone in the division got better. Everyone. Who didn't get better in the NFC East?
How did the Cowboys
get better?
Oh, you mean the Redskins that lost their best offensive lineman?
They're going to be a better team next year too.
Or the Cowboys that lost their best defensive piece to the Dolphins, by the way. Dolphins overpaid him. Or lost their best wide receiver. Or lost their second best wide receiver. I mean, they were 8-8 last year, and they were stacked with Dak on a rookie deal, right? And so this year, I mean,
we can get into the Dak Prescott thing, which for me it's a very personal thing. I think the Dallas Cowboys didn't take care of Dak Prescott for 2 years. They just grinding him out, and now he wants his money, which I can't knock him for wanting his money. Everyone wants to get paid. The guy made $2.6 million for 2 years as a starting Dallas quarterback. But come on. That's ridiculous. The Dallas Cowboys should have taken care of him. They didn't take care of him, and now they're going to suffer. Like, there's nothing going to come.
I'm inclined to agree with you, but now they're going to suffer. Whereas the Browns compiled all of those picks, all right, and this is their window. Right now is the Browns' window because they've got a lot of picks, like their quarterback, like Myles Garrett. You got 2 number 1 overall picks that in the next 2 years have to be paid. They won't be able to keep this team together.
Who's the new coach of the Browns?
Unfortunately, the Cleveland Browns. They're the Cleveland Browns. They're going to find a way to lose. They're going to find a way to underachieve like they have forever.
Who's the new coach of the Browns?
Every year. Who knows?
Who is the new coach?
Who knows? Every year they change. Every month they change. I mean, there's no stability in the Browns. There's none at all.
Jordan, you're picking the Browns.
Even Dallas has more stability than the Browns.
You're right. I'm picking the Browns because of where they are in the process, okay? When you have a bunch of really high draft picks on their rookie deals, it lets you go out and spend money elsewhere. That's why the Cowboys knew this. That's why they went out and they traded a first rounder for Amari Cooper, because they knew they would have to pay Byron, they would have to pay Dak. It was win this year or it's over for us. And now it's over for them. They had to spend big money to keep some of the same pieces. They have less of a team than they had last year when they missed the playoffs.
Wait,
and they're still going to finish higher than the Cleveland Browns.
George, Cowboys record next year. What's Cowboys record next year?
Well, now we have another game. It's going to be 10-7.
Jordan, what's Cowboys record versus Browns?
I could see the Browns going about 10-7.
The Browns are not winning 10 games.
And the Cowboys will win about 8, maybe 7.
So he's thinking the Cowboys are going to be under 500, please. Please.
That's pretty much what they've been.
How many injuries did the Cowboys take last season? They had an all-star lineup. They had a lot more talent. And how many big names were injured?
The Cowboys had cancers all over their lineup. They had the coach that was a cancer. The owner's a cancer too.
That's
but
a
we're not going to
great
get rid of the
metaphor,
owner.
but not a real
We're not going to
injury.
get rid of the
Still
owner.
there.
My point about this conversation is Dallas will finish higher than the Cleveland Browns. So
I know you've said that
that's
from the
easy
start.
for me.
George, what is the Cleveland Browns record next year?
Maybe 500. I mean, they're going to be under 500. If they're lucky, they'll be nine. They'll win 9 games. If they're lucky, they'll win 9 games.
See, I think with Chubb and
But
Hunt
I
back
would
there,
say
and that
I say
offensive
Cleveland
line-
wins 7 game stops.
Interesting. I mean, it's a good bet. It really is. What's the line on that bet, you think?
6.5.
Well, not on that. I'm saying
with the new extra game, things are going to change. Now this year, there's an extra game added to the NFL, so it's going to change a little stuff up. So the odds are going to change a little bit. But I still can't see. I can't see Cleveland Browns doing
factor
it.
here is the Browns quarterback. Pretty much that simple. If he develops and he has a good year, they'll have a better year than the Cowboys. But
No, they won't.
I'm
Even
not
if he
convinced
develops-
Baker
If he becomes
Mayfield
an All-Pro,
is a
they
great
still won't have a
quarterback.
better year.
I'm not convinced Baker
Wow.
Mayfield is a great quarterback. We'll
Ballsy.
see about their coach as well. Nobody ever wants to talk about the damn coaches. The coaches matter. And I think Dallas got a pretty good one.
And,
Right?
and in Cleveland, they
Do you
changed.
think Dallas got a good one?
Yes.
Dallas got somebody that they just ran out of Packer Nation.
Jordan,
He's got a Super Bowl.
he's got
in
a
his-
ring.
Oh.
He's got a
He's got a
ring on
Super
his
Bowl in
finger,
his belt.
Jordan. He won a Super Bowl.
Absolutely.
How many Browns have won a Super Bowl? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna take
Jordan's
more Modelo's.
speechless.
I'm
Holy
gonna have a
shit.
stack of
Speechless.
Modelo's by the end of this year.
I got
Jordan
nothing
is
to
gonna
say.
stack Modelo's for me, and we're gonna have a celebration at the end of the year.
But here's the thing. See,
Any
y'all still are
NFL
talking
quarterback
about,
can do well.
y'all are talking about the most
look at that.
important.
Well, any given Sunday, yes, anyone can win.
Given a really good offensive line and enough time to throw, that's what he had 2 years ago, and that's why the Browns all of a sudden they looked great. Then they added
what
Odell
made
and
them
they
look great?
started
What did
not
they win?
looking
6
good, but they
games?
lost.
How many
season.
games did they win when they looked great? 6 games? 7 games? Look great. Wonderful.
Okay, wait. Here's what y'all aren't talking about.
Six
Again, I'm
games,
going to
7
bring
games.
it back to this because this is the truth. Who was the coach last year for the Browns? Who was the coach for the Dallas Cowboys? They both have new coaches.
Kitchens and Garrett, and I think Garrett is a better coach than Kitchens is. A lot more experienced anyway. Kitchens was a 1-year wonder, and it wasn't that wonderful.
Well,
Kitchens was the worst thing they ever did to the Cleveland Browns. They had a good
yes,
coach before
I
him,
agree.
and they
Terrible coach.
they just completely dismantled the Browns by putting that coach in. That
Did
coach
the Browns have enough talent to win last year?
No, win what?
No, that's what I'm saying. Did they have enough talent to make the playoffs?
To win,
Maybe
to be
win 10
over
games?
500?
They
Be over
did.
500. They should have been over 500.
They
With
have
all
a
the
ton of talent.
They should have been over
So it's
500.
the coach.
But they weren't.
It's
No,
the
they had a
coach.
ton of talent. They just didn't have the offensive line, and they didn't have the defensive tackles. A couple things that they've addressed really early in this one. This is their window.
So
The Cowboys' window was last year. They blew it.
This is
Okay,
not-
this
wait,
is now
so
over
Nick
for
Chubb,
the Cowboys.
Nick Chubb was what? Like he finished very close to the rushing title, right? So the
Remember,
offensive line couldn't have been all that bad. And so, I mean, they did pretty well. But once again, Jordan, you don't want to talk about coaches. They had freaking
Because
two
their
of the best
coach is
wide receivers in the league on their team,
they
right?
do.
And they had until
coach
he
was
went
terrible.
off and tried to hit Mason Rudolph with his helmet. They have one of the best defensive players in the league. I mean, they had a lot of talent on that team. So you
Yeah,
can't
those
just
corners
say,
were good,
"Oh,
too.
they added this guy and that guy, and now they're going to win," right?
They
It's
also changed their
culture,
coach.
leadership. It's all that.
They also changed their coach. Kitchens was an awful coach.
Awful.
Awful.
Truly,
I agree.
truly. And we did.
Well, I'm glad we
videos-
can finally agree on something.
We agree on one thing. They had an awful coach last year. We agree on another thing. They're not going to be that good this year.
Cowboys had an awful coach last year too, by the way. And so
Cowboys coach was doing it for 10 years and was a lot less awful than Kitchens.
But the Dallas Cowboys don't have to worry about the coach. The owner's taking over. It has nothing to do with the coach. The
Right.
owner manipulates the coach like a puppet in Dallas. It's a whole different thing. It's like the Raiders used to be with the Raiders Flores guy.
So the bet is who just basically has the better regular season record.
Better record. Who wins more games next year?
Period. If they both make the playoffs.
Period.
Right?
More games. More wins.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take the Cowboys just because I don't trust the Browns. And I don't know who another coach was, the wide receiver coach for the Patriots. So I'm sure he's coming from that culture. I saw an interview with him. He seems like a very strong leader. And I think the Browns are going to be a lot better.
Flores did.
But I think the Cowboys are going to be a lot better. Cowboys have a Super Bowl coach.
What makes you think the Cowboys are going to be better? Who is Dak throwing the ball to? There's no more Cooper. There's no more Cobb. There's no more Witten. They have Gallup, and they have no first-round pick. They've got nobody to throw the ball to.
Like you said in past podcasts, there's so many receivers out there. We're all right.
They can't afford any of them, so good for them.
They have a much better coach. He'll figure it out.
They're talking about bringing Dez back.
They should.
Dak is not one of these quarterbacks that will throw all of his wide receivers open and make marginally good wide receivers look like superstars. That's not Dak. He's also not very athletic.
Pretty good in his first year.
Man, the guy threw for almost 6,000 yards. Like, give him a break.
Dallas can get a great wide receiver in this draft too. They can come in and contribute.
With what pick? In the third? They don't have a first. They gave it up for Cooper in their 1 year shot to miss the playoffs.
They're gonna sign Cooper. That's why they put Dak on the franchise tag. They're gonna sign Cooper. They're gonna have decent receivers. You just need to put a third round in there, and they'll be all right. With Cooper, they'll be fine. They'll be fine. They're gonna sign Cooper.
Okay, reports are that Cooper's visiting the Colts, who have a lot more cap space.
They can visit whoever they want, but Dallas freed up the money by putting Dak on the franchise tag so they could pay Cooper. That's the whole reason.
I really hope they do because he's a really important part of that team. What are you guys doing at corner and safety, though?
We'll figure it out. We lost the best corner.
Jordan thinks the Browns are going to do better. George thinks Cowboys going to do better. I tend to think the Cowboys will squeak them out a little bit, but I think it's going to be very close. That's going to do it for this one. Jordan, you got any sign-off? What you got?
I got one sign-off for Jordan.
Rude.
What's your
Miami team?
Got? You gonna let him get like that?
His Miami picks.
It's whatever.
You're number one, Jordan.
I'm gonna go play poker and fuck y'all.
Oh, that's right. Y'all need to go
play me poker. I'm going to the room right now. I'm going to the wager room. Come try to take my money. I'm pissed off.
You're pissed drunk, and it's gonna be easy. See y'all.
See y'all next time. Like, share, all that. YourTeamSucks.club.